to the back end of things. In the blue, we've got the French and the Belgian. In the orange, we have friendship. Let's get things going.
We've hyped him up. RYSFOX now he needs to show it here. He's the one that starts off with control demo as well. Immediately right off the bat, and I think we saw the last series where Hello Ladies was playing. Even though they won, and even though they won pretty convincingly, it didn't really necessarily feel to me as if they were really in control of the matches. It felt more like they were taking advantage of mistakes that we saw from the other side. I'm afraid, Relic, that won't be good enough here in this series.
Could not agree more. I would say opportunistic would be how they won that series. It was scrappy at maybe most of the time. When they got those leads, though, looked far better, looked far more in control, but the quality on the counter-attack didn't really punish them as much as could have been the case. And, I mean, again, CHAUSETTE, KAYDOP, we are talking about multiple seasons worth of world championship caliber talent, and a nice open field is kind of closed down by that demo here. No early looks for either side. It's very much shots from the midfield or nada.
Yeah, it's a slow start, one of those matches where you're kind of just feeling out your opponents, trying to see if you can catch them in a bad position. That's a good bump there on the back line. Not really allowing KAYDOP to get settled into defense. You can see every single time Hello Ladies is coming on with those quick challenges, quick bumps too, trying to get a chance for themselves. That's a great infield pass. Emil just not in the right position.
Was he going for the shot and just missed horribly, or did they understand that the shot was going to inevitably be saved? We will never know. I think we shall give him the benefit of the doubt. RYSFOX there with a touch off the backboard. You can see that that's a real first opportunity, just how skillful and how communicative this team can be. CHAUSETTE with a miss, but that could very easily be on target. That could be working the keeper, and before you know it, you're being suffocated under pressure.
Yep, and that pressure, I was looking for it from Hello Ladies just now on that 3v1 transition that they were doing, but instead of just staying upfield, seeing if they can get the pass going, immediately rotating back, this time being caught on that rotation, it's KAYDOP with the first one.
And it is CHAUSETTE with the assist, the drive forward, really nice, and it's a demo in the back line that forces JUSTUSZZZ into that third man position. All they can really do is essentially what they did, get a piece of it, but because the support player was there, because RYSFOX was there, the shot was inevitable, it was on target, it was only going to go in one way, and halftime comes and goes, Mr. Juicy, and that lead, I can say, has probably been coming for KAYDOP.
Yeah, do you know what worse is than being left alone in defense? As being left alone in defense without any boost. That's the case for JUSTUSZZZ there. Nothing he could do. And just surgically that goal from KAYDOP. Not really overcommitting, just kindly, like very sneakily almost, unlocking the door, sneaking in, getting that first goal, and now trying to lock the door on their way out. And kind of just play this last 2 minutes out, because so far Hello Ladies hasn't really been creating anything that's too dangerous.
Game one's always wild. That's a wild shot attempt from RYSFOX in the meantime. Gets a demo. I'll hold off on my thoughts for the moment, because this could potentially open up into something. KAYDOP with the double tap. And all three players sort of floundering at it in net, back in, recycled. RYSFOX chooses to wait because EMILVALD to put in the challenge. RYSFOX leaves it to KAYDOP. KAYDOP going for the far post. Oh, it's nasty. Double the lead.
Yeah, you say he's going for the far post. No, he isn't. Fake you there too, Relic. He's going low. Was it possible to get that little speed, yet enough to get it over the last line there? Beautifully played by KAYDOP. He's still got it, Relic. He's still got it.
He most certainly still has it. Ka-chow, as the kids would say, and as indeed that gold explosion professes. EMILVALD, that's the best opportunity for EJBY. Still relevant, but RYSFOX wins the challenge. JUSTUSZZZ is in field, but to nobody in particular. And again, on these transition plays, the counterplay is so intelligent. KAYDOP, maybe not so much in the naming of their team, but certainly look at this across the field. RYSFOX waiting, patient, and they don't need to force the issue anymore. I mean, not that they force the issue at all this entire game, Juicy, but so calm in possession, they can just throw it away, defend responsibly, and they've got themselves that first dub on the board.
Almost there, EJBY though. trying to create something here for Hello Ladies, but I think it's the patience that we're seeing here from on defense, just continuously keeping control of the ball, not really giving away too much space. That is a little bit of space. Almost found EMILVALD there in the far corner, but it's JUSTUSZZZ with a great save, just covering enough of the goal. And so the last 30-second start, there are 2 goals needing to be scored on the side of Hello Ladies, and they're getting the shots, Relic, more shots than KAYDOP, but they just don't have the efficiency.
No, and they're missing that je ne sais quoi. They're missing that second step. Everything's simple. Everything is very much above board, and whilst it's above board, KAYDOP will do what they do best, and that's, you know, play Rocket League very, very well. This one's done and dusted then. Game 1 to the blue team. KAYDOP easing their way into things, but this all Fennec roster really didn't look like they were ever going to lose.
Well, it was the same as we saw the previous series with Hello Ladies, how day one just kind of capitalizing on mistakes. On the other hand, that's what we saw here from KAYDOP. They never really did anything where you go, oh my god, this team is amazing, they're crazy, they're going to win RLCS. No, they just waited for Hello Ladies to make mistakes, they punished them with goals, and that's how you win game 1.
Cover your ears, Americans, but very much like my favorite Thanksgiving dinners, it's about the quality, not the quantity. And with only 3 shots on target to get 2 into the back of the net, just goes to show that KAYDOP never really panicked. No. They were more, and we saw multiple times over through CHAUSETTE and RYSFOX in particular, they were more than happy to go to either wing to set up better chances, or at the very least to buy time to rotate back, knowing that Hello Ladies were set up perfectly to counter. And so despite having way more shots, Hello Ladies, they were of that lower quality. As I say, they were very simple, very readable. Right. And as we head to Forbidden Temple, they will have to shake up the curry recipe in order to get a little bit more kick out of their performance.
You're eating curry in Thanksgiving? Is that
it? I'm not eating curry ever. I'm not a fan. It's called an analogy. It's called a metaphor.
Right, that's what it is. But what I really like from KAYDOP, actually, Relic, is the fact that even though those chances, you know, there's not a lot of them, like you're saying, they're of such good quality, and I think it's mainly off of the back of bumps. They're like tiny little bumps where, especially I've seen RYSFOX do this a couple of times now, where he's upfield and instead of just waiting for like a pass or something, he tries to get these little nudges on the defense, and then KAYDOP just has a free ball, manages to carry it upfield, create a small chance for one of the teammates, and the ball's just in the back of the net.
They're well timed too. I mean, you can have a very similar issue with bumps, and if you go for bumps or demos sake, then you actually ruin your rotation yourself, and the chance that you're trying to create actually ends up fizzling out, and that's not the case for this team. They've chosen their moments beautifully, and through the middle, trying to go straight through the middle, actually, they finally run into a brick wall, that being EMILVALD, who gets our first demo of the day against CHAUSETTE. EJBY going down, but there's no one there dead center. The rotations, speaking of this orange team, a little bit more hit and miss. It feels like they are quite literally fighting fires with whatever fire extinguisher they can find on the field.
I mean, I don't even think they're fighting it with a fire extinguisher. I don't know what they're using. Could be water, could even be fire, what they're trying. It's definitely not working. And I think for Hello Ladies, they're going to need an entire new recipe with the way that things are going right now. So far, KAYDOP isn't really doing anything else but trying to keep the ball away from Hello Ladies. Hello Ladies dive for the challenge. It's 1 or 2 players being outplayed with such ease, and then they find themselves in the back foot right again here. RYSFOX for a great shot. Once again, it just feels difficult for Hello Ladies.
I'd like to see slower plays off the backboard for my liking personally. Invite KAYDOP onto you. Very scary proposition, but it feels like the only way that they're going to be able to break this gegenpress successfully, because you've got CHAUSETTE there, who again just slows it down right in front of net, and there you saw EJBY just throwing themselves at the ball, getting none of it, and leaving the defense one light. This will be fortuitous for EJBY, actually, who can finally drive away, gets that bump ahead. EMILVALD, that's the patience we're looking for, goes towards net, but Justice a little bit too slow, a little bit too far away. But although KAYDOP deals with it, Juicy, that's a lot more like it, and we're reaching half-time, still scoreless. That is good news for the underdogs.
That was a little scary, but got away with it. We're not going to be criticizing it too much if it works. But I think I learned this when I was about a 6-year-old, and my football coach was like, don't ever defend across goal. Justus still got to learn that lesson, apparently.
It's a sound sage advice, my friend. Could not agree more. EMILVALD could certainly learn a thing or two more in attack. We've seen him score the majority of goals since the semi-final stage, but there's also been a fair few mistakes, and one finally appeared from KAYDOP. It's EJBY on the end of it. So KAYDOP commits. You have to ask what CHAUSETTE was doing there.
Well, both of them, KAYDOP as well. We were talking so much already about just taking your time, and this seemed like a prime example where KAYDOP had absolute oceans of it, and instead of utilizing it, he just decides to try and flip it, get it far away. Doesn't quite get the touch. CHAUSETTE has too much faith into the old man, and then they just get caught on the back foot, but immediate answer, this time in the right goal. KAYDOP finds one.
That is a genuinely worst case scenario, to know that you've got that lead and you've immediately given up, and EJBY from hero to zero scores the goal, misses the crucial interception that leaves that last player on the line helpless. And when you offer a free net to KAYDOP, there's only one outcome.
What is it?
I don't know. He scores.
Yeah,
every
he
time.
does, doesn't he?
Every time.
He does. I like, do you know, like the old guard in Turbo Pulse. If you were to put Turbo Pulse on the field now, even with his abilities back then, he's not going to be the best player on the pitch, but he might be the player that scores the most goals. Just that killer instinct, both in front of net when they get the chance, but also to be in the right position to get that chance. In these old players, it's so phenomenal to see.
Well, it goes back to that indescribable element, clutch factor.
Yeah.
And that goes both ways, both in front of net and out of net. And that is something that ultimately led to Turbo Pulse's record-breaking form. I mean, maybe we will see someone break it one day, but 4 world championships, it kind of says it all. And I mean, we've got a couple of Turbo Pulses here with CHAUSETTE, with KAYDOP. I mean, KAYDOP, my goodness, as close as you can get to the 4 with 3 of his own. 30 seconds left. And at least it is still a tie game.
CHAUSETTE!
Well, I was going to say they've been able to readjust themselves pretty nicely here, hello ladies, but not nicely enough as it turns out.
Yeah, that read from KAYDOP, exactly knowing where EJBY was going to pinch it, and then it just lands beautifully there in the middle for CHAUSETTE. I mean, it doesn't look like an infield pass, but it is there from KAYDOP. That's exactly where he wants to push it, and CHAUSETTE, full faith in him, make it 3 almost there as well. EJBY forced to take it off the back line. Could very well be another goal coming in here. Yes, it is. CHAUSETTE putting in his second of this game, and also getting game 2 here for KAYDOP.
And just feels like the wrong decision for me. Mistake. It's a symphony that we can only have sympathy for when you see something like that. You can understand why Hello Ladies would want to try and speed things up a little bit, but look, put your hard hat on, because it's safety first, and there was still a chance that you could have carried that ball to the other side of the pitch and actually opened up the opportunity without the need to be so egregious on the defense. That's a 2nd point then in tow for KAYDOP against Hello Ladies. It's a goal, it's a better performance, I would say, overall from Hello Ladies, most certainly.
For sure.
Game management's lacking.
There's positives, you know, and it doesn't feel, I mean, it felt closer than the previous game to me, because it felt like Hello Ladies knew when to take their time. In the first game, every single challenge coming in from KAYDOP hit the ball, right?
Yeah.
And they kept on putting Hello Ladies in these awful situations where, you know, they get these half clears and then they're just faced with pressure. This time felt a little less, but still very much pressure on the side of KAYDOP.
I think, again, you look at the shots, and it's nothing crazy. It's nothing outstanding. 8 for KAYDOP, only the 3 for Hello Ladies. So again, I think Hello Ladies is trying to dictate the game's pace to their liking.
Right.
Which is understandable. Similar situation to the lorry drivers. You put these two together on paper, one of them is obviously going to be the favorite to win, but risk taking. Again, that game management, we talk about the fact that they concede immediately after taking the lead. Have they run out of talent, or are they just making panic calls in the wrong moments? Is it anti-clutch factor even, Juicy? It's kind of hard to break down what exactly is going wrong.
No, I agree, and you know, sometimes it sounds so dumb because it's such an easy cop out, but just saying one team is better than the other. But
yes,
you're right, but it does feel pound for pound, just player wise, but not even just that. As a team, it feels like everything is just working better on the side of KAYDOP. But I think the only thing that I would really like to see is a great start, and that's what we have here. Hello, ladies, with the first one.
Look, sometimes it really do be as simple as play Rocket League better. And that's
Score
exactly
goals.
what Justice does. What a beautiful, just a tiny tap off that backboard, which opens up the opportunity for EMILVALD to shoot. They was only going to shoot one way, otherwise they were going to hit a car. They don't. That's great. But now we've got to not concede. Now we've got to look at the defensive side of things, because we know that KAYDOP can switch up the pace of the play. And at least on this first drive, they have not found the success they are seeking.
And I think, you know, that not conceding part, totally agree. And I think it's going to be down to two things. Firstly, communication. Can't show any double commits. And then the second part is just trying to keep some bit of control out of defense, whether it's through passing or just making sure that every single time you go out of defense, it's a 50. It needs to happen on the side of the ladies. That's very, very unfortunate.
It's not just unfortunate, it's poor. It's very poor. And I mean, look, when it rains, it pours as well. I don't think there's much that Justice could do there. He had to try and stop the shot from going off, but unintentionally ends up helping with that with the goal conceded. But it shouldn't even come to that. There is a challenge that is whiffed, and because it is whiffed, there was always going to be the threat with how high they were pressing that they were going to ultimately concede. Worrying for Hello Ladies. I feel like I'm on repeat here. They've got to cut out the mistakes. That's the only way that they're going to win this series.
But that's the thing. But and it's like, if it's a forced mistake, right? If you're missing the challenge of someone's air dribble or flip reset or, you know, whatever, it's excusable, right?
Exactly.
Because you're being outplayed. But this time it's just a bounce off of the side while EMILVALD just taking it faster than he needed to, and then ends up missing. I mean, those are the small mistakes where, you know, do that in the quarterfinals and you might be fine. Do it in the finals, and KAYDOP's just going to clap you.
You never ever want to live and die off one player's performances, but that really does seem to be the case. EMILVALD, either the star of the show or the villain of the piece, is RYSFOX infield. And there's Justice. Great tackle. CHAUSETTE tries again from this western wing. Gets the car, not the ball, does EMILVALD. EJBY to RYSFOX. Blows it down, musty flick.
But like,
Yeah, I mean, that could have been on target. That could have been a goal.
No, but it starts like, I like the patience on the side of Hello Ladies, and then instead of getting a perfect touch, Justice has almost missed it. It bounces perfectly for KAYDOP, who almost score. We are gonna score here, no, but almost did off of that passing play. But again, it's an unforced error, making it very difficult for themselves, and they count themselves lucky to still be in this match.
It's cliche, isn't it, that every time they go forward, you almost expect them to score. KAYDOP very much can't say the same of Hello Ladies, although they are putting themselves in good positions. They've just got to capitalize off 90% of the good work that they're putting in here. KAYDOP and RYSFOX wins that race. CHAUSETTE doesn't commit, and it is still a weird scoreline to be at, 1-1. I respect KAYDOP for respecting their opponent still. They know that one mistake from them, we can very easily see once again the tables being turned by EMILVALD. Oh, it's brilliant!
Rewrites the story, no longer the villain, this time the hero off of the backboard, getting that double tap. RYSFOX so close, yet not close enough. This time they kind of feel in control more so than they have the other games, Relic. But is it going to be enough? Because this KAYDOP on the counters is so incredibly lethal.
I would like to ask Sean if in control is a little too generous. I think that they are trying to control as much of the game as they can do. And at least they are putting away the goals. It's the first time that they've reached 2 in this series. Will it be enough for a winning margin? Well, not if KAYDOP have anything to say about it. And KAYDOP, the captain, kind of forces his team into the retreat here. CHAUSETTE into the corner, back into the center. JUSTUSZZZ and EMILVALD not willing to risk his house on that one. It's the big Route 1 clear. And EJBY there on the backboard, not able to suss out the position of RYSFOX. But how about that clearance from JUSTUSZZZ? Brilliant. And the transition through EJBY as well. Closed down, but JUSTUSZZZ on hand to continue its trajectory forward. Great time burning here from Hello Ladies.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Manages to sneak away that boost as well, so then on the rotation back, he can turn if necessary. Oh, very necessary there on the goal line. And finding the save there might be the game-deciding save there. Just need to try and take it as slow as they can. KAYDOP off of the backboard. Doesn't quite a second as Emil is there. Pressure mounting new maybe for KACHAO. CHAUSETTE with the intercept.
All hands to the pump. It's about not conceding more than it is scoring at this point. EMILVALD watching as EJBY runs forward. Maybe a third in the making. EMILVALD saved away by KAYDOP. Not the best cooks here. Pinch. There's another legend in the making, of course, not on this field. But is there a legend yet to be written? Is there a buzzer beater to take this to overtime? Or do Hello Ladies have their first point of the grand finals? Looking likely. Demo and EMILVALD. It's KAYDOP. When he's in possession, you've got to be careful. And careful they are indeed. Dispossessed. Back in the game.
Yeah, back in the game, back in the series. Hello Ladies. It was not convincing in the very least, Relic. But just being able to have that clutch factor and being able to drag even tough games over the finish line, I think that's important. It's going to be a morale boost for them, knowing that, you know, if they just don't make mistakes, which sounds a whole lot easier than it is, but they're managing to find games.
And I think what is the most positive thing for me is that the only goal from KAYDOP was off the back of a mistake.
Yep.
And it was a really, really bad mistake as well. So it's like, you don't often see that at this level of Rocket League. I mean, EMILVALD, the redemption arc complete within the space of the 5 minutes, scoring what has become the winning goal. And despite not having large parts of possession, despite not dominating the field in any way, they've been able to grind out the win. And they forced KAYDOP into compromising positions where they're forced to press up higher. And at the very least, that allows Hello Ladies the opportunity to clear it and buy time for themselves. And as long as they do pickpocket those goals here and there, their prospects all of a sudden are looking a lot better.
I think the one thing that has really changed is just the way that they're handling defense. They're giving less space to KAYDOP. They're getting these really nice awkward touches in between, like they're covering different things. The infield passes are being covered, so that's the main positive for Hello Ladies. The defense was good enough to get this one over the finish line, and now it's just the simple task of repeating that over and over again.
Simpler said than done, of course. KAYDOP, well, their job is pretty simple, isn't it? Punish the criminality. Oh my goodness, if Doe could see goals like that one. EJBY with the style, the panache.
You know what? It may not be the prettiest Rocket League game that we've seen so far, or that we've seen in a while, but the fact that first we see EMILVALD just completely whiffing it, almost bouncing into their own goal, and then EJBY with that absolute gorgeous piece of art on the other side. KAYDOP now almost immediately with the answer, but it's the epitome of what this series is shaping out to be, which is it's not the prettiest Rocket League, but it's fighting, it's gritting your teeth and just pushing through to the bitter end.
At this point, EMILVALD has committed so many mistakes. I wonder whether it's just tactical whiffing, chaos theory for the sake of it, and somehow, up against 2 body blockers, KAYDOP's been able to find this one.
Yeah, he snuck his way through. Look at that. Just getting that angle was very necessary, because EJBY would have easily saved that off of the goal line. KAYDOP there in an awkward position, and I love that because he is in an awkward position, but completely switches it around, gets that goal, and try and immediately look for more answers here. It's a minute gone in this game, and once again, the Hello Ladies find themselves in an awkward situation.
He might not be RYSFOX, but he was most certainly in the box. EJBY breaking out.
Oh.
My goodness, he's got a free goal.
It's the EJBY show. That's what it's shaping out to be. The first one pretty difficult. This one, very nice. That little wave dash on the ground. I think that's why it wasn't expected there by the last defender. Beautiful pop. It looks a whole lot easier than it is, but it's still a pretty easy second goal here for the Hello Ladies.
And it's an element to EJBY's game which we've not really seen in this series thus far. The switch up of pace, the tactical. How has he scored a hat trick? I am stunned, flabbergasted, you see.
But it's beautiful up until this last second where he doesn't even go in and then just bumps it into his own net. It's this is a game. Really, that's all we can say about it. It's a game of Rocket League.
Man has stuck the hat on. He is cooking. EMILVALD. Oh, the setup is perfect for Justice, except KAYDOP nips in there just in the nick of time. Good interception from RYSFOX, actually, and somewhat of a committee meeting there up there in the air. They get the save, they get the clearance. And they come onto this again with EJBY. Justice. Second touch.
Oh.
Brilliant. But there's enough defenders back in net. There's another shot follow-up and saved away by RYSFOX.
A touch. KAYDOP giving them some space this time. They were the one under pressure. RYSFOX on the backboard. Fights the angle. No, it drops out. No blue or red defender there to pop it in like it happened on the other side. This time, get saved off the goal line. Could have been the almost equalizer there.
Shot from night edge, just too sharp. Heading towards half-time. 2-goal advantage for Hello Ladies. Still, somehow, seems brittle knowing what we know about KAYDOP, and should they turn this one around, should they win this game, it's match point scenario. Still a chance. Justice, right place, right time, demoed for his troubles, and EMILVALD does the grunt work. Oh, he does more than the grunt work. Full court carry.
I don't know how he got that last touch off of the defender, and I don't think CHAUSETTE knew either. He seemed to be there to make the save. Even KAYDOP also. But instead, EMILVALD with that half-last touch, finding that bottom corner in this one for the first time ever. Hello Ladies are going to be very comfortable in this game.
EJBY down to EMILVALD, scoring for fun.
Hello Ladies, welcome. It's lovely to see you play right now. That's a beautiful pass. I love that, actually. Those type of goals where you expect someone to be able to go for the backboard or the immediate shot, and instead they just kind of let it drop straight down for a teammate who has a better shot. That's beautiful there from EJBY.
There's the best kickoff counter. Most people go wide, so get yourselves down the middle with a support crew. EMILVALD again!
This is getting embarrassing on the side of KAYDOP. Being shown on both sides of the pitch, and then so far we've had so much to say about Hello Ladies, right? And how he hasn't really felt good enough so far. Well, after this game, we're like, it's going to be a 2-2. It's just 2-2. We're all equal, and everything that happened so far doesn't matter anymore. And it suddenly just looks like Hello Ladies' series.
Complete calamitous collapse for KAYDOP. Hoping to make a KACHOW that's dope joke, but there has been nothing dope about this. It has been so poor, and maybe they feel like they can get away with 1 or 2 games, but my goodness, you do not want to light a fire under a team that is unfancy. And Hello Ladies is unfancy, but they'll be fancying themselves after this, and especially a player that seems to rely on vibes like EMILVALD. He's made those mistakes, he's gotten them out of his system, and he's looking better and better for it.
Oh, you're saying EMILVALD, I'm going to say EJBY. EJBY has been peaking this entire game, just the two of them, and then Justice, you know, normally, if there's a team with him, I'd say, oh yeah, that's a mechanical player of that team. He's going to be the one doing the fancy stuff for the ball, and nothing is less true. He's He's playing as this supportive player while still occasionally pulling out the mechanics when necessary. This team looking very dangerous right now, does concede a second goal, but it's not going to change the course of this game.
One goal every 10 seconds. I mean, that would be the bottle job of all bottle jobs if it was to happen. I will hold off on my assumptions for the moment until we get into the safer territory of maybe 20 to 30 seconds. Demo straight off the rip, and ultimately possession falling into the orange team's hands is going to help them out an awful lot. KAYDOP on the counter-attack, got CHAUSETTE in support, wins that challenge. My goodness, almost made it to the back of the net. EJBY, and that's a lovely flick away. My goodness me.
That's a bit of a trouble getting back on all four wheels though, but that's okay. It's the last 20 seconds. Nothing's gonna happen. But that KAYDOP double flip reset with the bump almost gave us a beautiful goal. Instead, we will only see Hello Ladies winning with 10 seconds to go. Now I am gonna call it here, Relic. It's might be another goal, but it's not gonna change it. It's a goal every 2 seconds now, which is theoretically possible, but it's not gonna happen. Right?
This is where no. This is where the theory escapes me. This is where it is surely not going to happen, because it takes a second to get to the center of the pitch. In any case in point. In fact, we're going to see a seventh maybe. Oh, CHAUSETTE denies. Of course, we mean deny the Brazil as well, but no denying this, folks. Hello Ladies tie things up in this series. It's time to call Steven, because it's even.
It very much is. I wonder if any of these guys are called Steven. I have no clue. I think I barely know any Rocket League player's first name.
There is the WCB player, Steven.
That's true. That's true. That makes it easier to know who's. But what's KAYDOP's first name?
I have absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no clue.
No clue.
No
That's
clue.
horrible. That's horrible.
That's the esports diff for you. Why learn real names when we've got, I don't know,
KAYDOP,
birthday cake supreme for an alias? It's way more interesting to say. But this is an interesting series, though. I mean, sure. I was expecting, especially after those first 2-3 games, for KAYDOP to just sort of roll them over. I mean, if there was going to be any other games, then it'd be maybe one in favor of Hello Ladies. But off the back of this performance, you have to ask, is there actually far more in this than could have been expected?
Well, exactly. And you look at the bracket, right? They did beat Monkeys, which we know is a good team off of the other season. But what we saw then on stream just wasn't that convincing just yet. But going off of what we saw the last game, I mean, it is only one game of this full series, but that if they keep pulling that out, you know, EJBY with the full control, and then finally bringing the mistakes to KAYDOP's side, we might be in for an absolute treat here in the last few games.
His name is Alexander, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you very much, chat. Thank you very much to our wonderful producer in Paul Shepherd. Very much a Dutch vibe here today. I feel like an honorary Dutch at this point. But the orange team is currently the one that we have eyes on, the spotlight. They are most certainly under it if they can find a go-ahead game in this series. That is so well timed. Because it is match point, but they're not going to be reaching match point if CHAUSETTE scores this one.
Exactly, and it's from CHAUSETTE, and if you're wondering why wasn't that save, well, it's because JUSTUSZZZ was absolutely bullied from there in goal, and still almost able to find a save, but didn't quite manage to get contact with the ball there, and then steer it out from that last line. Goal here from KAYDOP, almost an immediate answer from EMILVALD. That's really the quality that we're looking at from Hello Ladies.
EMILVALD up very quick with the free read, tries to corral it under his control, but KAYDOP says absolutely not. A bit of a readjustment there for JUSTUSZZZ. Got the boost in tow over CHAUSETTE, but not past RYSFOX. EMILVALD drives forward. KAYDOP gets a piece of it before the flick could be achieved. JUSTUSZZZ now somewhat wins it over RYSFOX. It stays pretty stagnant to this corner before RYSFOX throws it downtown.
And it feels like whenever there's a pressure relic, it's just more dangerous on the side of KAYDOP. They're staying a little further back, I think, than Hello Ladies when they have that pressure, and then they're letting the clear comes towards them, and then they set up something, right? And whether that's an air dribble or a flip reset themselves, or even the pass towards one of the teammates, it's just every single time seems more dangerous than whatever Hello Ladies is managing to cook up.
Sponge mentality, and they're basically asking Hello Ladies, yo, skill on us, and they don't necessarily have the tools to unlock the pad. Tell you what though, KAYDOP most certainly do. Patience is a virtue.
Oh, but that from KAYDOP, 50 there, high in the air, but taking it with the body to the bottom of his car, managing to get the flip reset back in that instance, and then pushing a top corner too, forcing a bad save, and then it's easy goings for RYSFOX as well. A good shot though, just you need to finish it off. He does so, and now again it's a trouble on the side of Hello Ladies, not really creating anything. Ooh. But then they score. That's Rocket League.
It's just the stutter on this. Right? It's a lovely pass. RYSFOX jumps back, kind of mind-boggling that he didn't. Maybe no boost in the tank. No, they had lots of boost in the tank. I'm looking back at the stream. They had 90. So just a bit of a flop, bit of a nothing, and it's led to a goal.
It happens. We all flop around sometimes, some more often than others, us included. But that's okay, because it makes the match that a tiny bit more interesting. There's only one goal separating the two teams. JUSTUSZZ going past the ball here, really in his element so far, even though his shot was really good there to find that first goal. For the Hello Ladies, this time the match very much played in the midfield, off of the corner, maybe a chance developing here. EMILVALD is beat out. That ball by JUSTUSZZ.
EJBY meets RYSFOX. Doesn't really stop this from becoming any more dangerous. That's for EMILVALD to do, and even then it's not exactly a out-and-out success. RYSFOX doesn't get that second touch. Could have been real nasty if the connection had been made. Again, heading straight to the backboard. KAYDOP looking to waste as much boost from those Hello Ladies tanks as possible. Lovely interplay here with EJBY on the wall. Heads back down to earth. EMILVALD, that's a shooting opportunity. That's a great one, but it's too high.
It was such a great shot there, because CHAUSETTE really awkward there on the last line of defense. Didn't really know whether he was going to go for that ball that bounced off of the side wall, effed it up to just leave it to EMILVALD. Here he finds a pass to RYSFOX though, who, in my opinion, just takes it a little bit too quick, taking his time trying to create something more. Would have been a better option.
Time running out for Hello Ladies in this one. A reminder that the series does not end for at least one other game, but match point is oh so important. That little safety net, that little barrier for potentially Game 7. The Champions Field is what decides the deadlock. We've got to say, again, we talked about game management earlier. KAYDOP doing masterfully well. Not necessarily getting the shots away, but keeping Hello Ladies penned and pinned in their own half. I mean, they've got them penned down, rising up a win in about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, exactly. Stealing away all that boost as well. Just look at the rotation there from RYSFOX. Immediately trying to get the corner boost on its spawn. But just kind of mistimed it. Here's JUSTUSZZ as well. Taking that into the corner does allow Hello Ladies to get their own boost. So maybe they can create something here with JUSTUSZZ. The EJBY goes past KAYDOP. There, very important save. 10 seconds to go. Might be the decider here. As KAYDOP tries to find offense once again.
Just big moment here for JUSTUSZZ, who just throws it to RYSFOX. I know that the clearance had to try and be made, but they just kind of ran out of steam in this one. Hello Ladies, gotta respect the grind. They at least keep it to a 1-goal game. But very similar to the earliest encounter in game number 1. It never quite seemed as if Hello Ladies would win just by the tides of the game, really.
Yeah, and it's I feel like, you know, if we look at the boost consumption as well, CHAUSETTE and KAYDOP so much lower than RYSFOX, and that's what I was saying before, where I feel like RYSFOX sometimes is going a little faster than he needs to. I think not really on the same pace as his two teammates, which doesn't have to be a big issue. But in general, what we see is that you have someone who rotates really quickly, and then the other two people taking more time. It tends to create these awkward situations where suddenly you're going back at the same time or you're going forward for the same time. So I think RYSFOX just kind of notching it down, taking it down like one notch, is going to see us with a very, very oppressive KAYDOP in that last game.
And I think that might be how it translates into game number 6 as well. They can smell the win. They can smell the $1,500 at this point. And on Neo Tokyo, I wouldn't put it past them to seal this one away. But hello, ladies. As I say, that's as weak as they have looked since the earlier games. They got a goal. There were some positive moments, not enough of them. KAYDOP just taking it up that extra level. Do hello, ladies got the legs?
I don't know. I think it's off of the back of one of those big victories. Maybe you get a little complacent. At least you know that you don't have to try that hard in that particular match, and it can get you just really slowing down a little going into the next game. And KAYDOP coming in, guns blazing. They're the ones that have been rewarded with it, with match point.
It's a nice flick from EJBY to get things started off on this attacking front for hello, ladies. As quickly as they were attacking, they are forced back into the defense. A 180 dime turn though. EMILVALD has got no boost to work with, manages to get the shot away. Really nice shot at that as well, but it's a big save. Follow-up save from RYSFOX on the Justice potential. RYSFOX now downfield, KAYDOP on the chase, and EJBY with the dispossess, taken out by KAYDOP. Quick demo, RYSFOX looking infield. There's KAYDOP again for the shoot down, and closed down by EMILVALD.
I really felt like the first goal was there to grasp for hello, ladies. Shot from Justice, just not enough speed. KAYDOP on the counter. It's the second time that KAYDOP's very scary in the counter. Good touch there by Justice. EJBY trying to find that ball into the middle. Justice now on his own, facing off against a lot of blue cars, managing that beautifully.
Hello, ladies, for me, just need to spread out a little bit more. They're trying to second guess themselves in these challenges. They're trying to get inside their heads. They're trying to live rent-free in KAYDOP's minds. However, KAYDOP themselves are playing the mental game, and they found quite a bit of success of that as well. So hello, ladies, perhaps a little bit more playing to what KAYDOP wants up against the backboard again. And that's nice from EJBY. They've got a one-on-one situation, but they run out of boost at a crucial moment.
Yeah, and then this touch, beautiful from Justice, not really rushing it, but trying to find his teammate. Emil as well, taking his time here, wants to control the ball. Gets it past one. KAYDOP there, very glitchy hit. Probably thought he was going to get more EMILVALD, and then KAYDOP just kind of flying past. Could have been more again for hello, ladies. This is great, though. Pass right was just wide.
And that would have been a goal if it was on target. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Game has flown by. Oh my goodness, what a pinch. My wow. EMILVALD can only really stop him. Misses out on the follow-up. Here's CHAUSETTE with a shot. Saved by EJBY, but look at how much better KAYDOP are dealing with this situation. Their net is cast wide. The fishes are ready to fly into it, but they're not able to drag it up onto the boat just yet. They're not able to claim the catch. In fact, Justice with the escape plan. Sunk.
Yeah, just completely gets out here. Beautiful control. Past CHAUSETTE, and then I think RYSFOX just thinking he's going to take it a little bit slow, maybe thinking Justice is out of boost. Neither of that is true. Just pops it into the top corner. That is, well, you said it before. It's a showcase of that, the soaking, sponging is what you called it, right? But they just soak up that pressure on the counter attack and just execute it beautifully by Justice.
Too many holes in it. And how about EJBY? And keeps it pinned in the blue half at the moment, but that is a big overcommit. EMILVALD left on their own. EJBY going to the far side for boost. Holds it up really nicely. There's EMILVALD before EJBY gets back on the ball. Not past CHAUSETTE, or maybe it does. KAYDOP tries to redress the balance. And this is more than okay for hello, ladies. Keep it away from the net as long as you can. Frustrate them. Punish them whenever the mistakes do come out. And they aren't able to escape their own half at the moment, but their defense is holding up pretty okay.
it doesn't feel like they're completely forced. No double commits just yet. The chances from CHAUSETTE are pretty telegraphed. You know what's going to come in every single situation, except for when CHAUSETTE takes it show. And RYSFOX trying to find the net, but a good read there from EJBY about what's happening. And you know, it's like they're inviting CHAUSETTE and they're just going to defend. But what a fake by KAYDOP.
CHAUSETTE will claim the spoils, but this is all about KAYDOP. Completely suckers EMILVALD into his run. And that is tie game with 1 second of change on top of that final minute.
That was so brilliant there, Relic, by KAYDOP, because, you know, if he does touch it, KAYDOP's completely covering that touch, so he's just going to be clearing into KAYDOP. And he's just going to get the touch there, and then if he doesn't touch it like happens here, it's just going to be a goal either way. Beautiful there by KAYDOP, really showing why it's definitely still relevant in our scene. Oh, big mistake though, no capitalization, because the save is there, and it almost on the counter the chance, but that's not converted either.
CHAUSETTE with the save of the series thus far, and that was all of CHAUSETTE's making as well. Hello ladies will feel a little aggrieved that that one didn't cross the line, get the VAR out. Or maybe not if you're CHAUSETTE, because now they've got a chance to really put a sting in the tail. Big clearance from Justice. EJBY, free shot. No power on it whatsoever. That's a far easier save for CHAUSETTE. Right down the other side, spikes up. RYSFOX misses the read. EMILVALD takes that into his clutches. Hits the floor, surely no. Justice keeps it up. They want to win it now. They don't want to take it to overtime. Over one, backboard, double commit. EMILVALD not going to get there before KAYDOP. OT with the potential first place on the line.
Giant chances for both teams. One little one on the side of hello ladies, and now the counter, the shot, the goal. CHAUSETTE the second time, and who else than KAYDOP?
You can't stop the KAYDOP. It's not Championship Sunday, but the guy's still cracked. Great read, straight off the rip, no mercy. 4-2 to CHAUSETTE. They are 2 times champions and back-to-back at that, Juicy.
It's impressive the way that they clawed themselves back into this series. That was a 6-2 game that we had in game 4 to equalize it into the series, and then instead of letting it get to them, Relic, they just go, well, you know what? Just a game like all the other ones. Next one's going to be ours again, and it was not even just the next one. The next 2, they were always in control of this series.
They were indeed. Again, it's been a tournament of mistakes. And that's okay. Good to get the mistakes out before RLCS in 2024, of course. But ultimately, when you've got experience like CHAUSETTE and KAYDOP on your team, you're not expecting them to make those mistakes. And then let's talk about CHAUSETTE, because I feel like we've glazed over him somehow. What a save. I mean, that is the save that prevents this from going to game 7 ultimately.
Well, we've seen the exact same save 3 times today, but all 3 times it was shot into the own net. We saw it from Tho was one of them. You know, and that's that clutch factor that we're talking about. He's so important for this team, and actually I think my favorite thing about this team, Relic, is the fact that this only feels like about 80%. It feels like this team could do so much more.
I think RYSFOX suspiciously quiet, but again, he was asked to do a lot more cleanup work, which I don't mind. Look, when you've got so many talented players, you play to the person who's in form on this day.
Yeah.
It was KAYDOP, and let's just catalog their journey once again through the quarterfinals to where we are. Of course, they 3-0'd the Mediterranean boys in the semifinals, very convincing. They 3-1'd 100% in the quarterfinals, that being Crispy, Triton, and Breezy. Not the perfect journey, Juicy, but you don't need the perfect journey in tournaments as long as you get from point A to point B.
But that's the thing, like, you have these teams that sometimes, you know, it's like old school BDS where they didn't always play amazingly, but still you put your money on them because somehow they always got away with the win. And this CHAUSETTE nowhere near that level just yet, but managing to get away with series win, but also tournament wins, even when you're not playing your best, that's also a skill.
Make sure to be here then next week, folks, when Rendezvous returns for the penultimate time. Rendezvous 10, you guessed it, in 2 weeks' time. So be sure to follow for all the action, both here on Twitch and indeed over on the artist formerly known as Twitter. A big thank you, of course, to Spooks, who was with us earlier, to Paul Shepard, who's been bringing you all the pretty pictures throughout, to the likes of Rapids and Danny Boy in the background, making sure that everything runs nice and smoothly, and to you, indeed, the audience, for joining us along the way. He's been Juicy. I've been Relic.
great.
And from all of us here, it's a very warm goodbye.